is nice. Shabbat Shalom. Recently, we celebrated one of my absolute favorite Jewish holidays. Not just mine, actually, rabbis, cantors, everywhere. Favorite holidays. I'm sure you've heard of it. Rosh Chodesh Cheshvan. What? Are you laughing because you're familiar or you're not familiar? It's a very famous holiday. I'm only being partly facetious. Rosh Chodesh, new month, we have those every month. And Cheshvan, the name of the month that we just started very recently. The month of Cheshvan, I believe, is actually the favorite month of rabbis and cantors everywhere. Frankly, I think it's the favorite month of Jews everywhere. Why? There's not a single holiday in the entire month. Not a single holiday, thank God. The month of Cheshvan, as I think a lot of you are familiar, comes at the end of basically a whole month of holidays, the high holidays, in fact. We have weeks and weeks of holidays without end. Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, Simchat Torah. All of us, not just rabbis, we are so busy during that time because, of course, every holiday has to have a special meal. In fact, probably several special meals. And then you have to think, well, where am I going to go for them? Or are we going to host them? And if we're hosting, you got to clean the house. You got to decorate the house. You got to cook. Oh, my God, do you have to cook? You got to host people. You got to be hosted. You have to go to shul in person or virtually. There's shul. You have to have stuff for the kids. You have to have special food for the kids. And then you have to have a backup in case the kids don't like the food that you made in the first place. We are all so busy. There's barely time to think, to breathe, to actually enjoy the holidays. And it's kind of a pity. It's like we're so busy with them that we're blinded to their beauty. I think it's genetic, frankly. Avraham, well, he's just Avram at this point, goes this week in the Torah down to Egypt. He's always going down there because, well, there's a famine. There's always a famine. And he's about to go into Egypt. He's got his nephew Lot and his wife Sarah, who's only known as Sarai at that point. And the Torah tells us, he looks at his wife of many decades, as they're about to go into Egypt, and he says, Hine na yadati ki shayafa. Wow, I know you are a beautiful woman. Hold up, sorry. You didn't know? How could you not know? You didn't notice your wife was beautiful, Avram? Isn't that one of the first things you notice about? It's not the most important thing. Of course, you don't pick a spouse because they're good looking. But I would say it's probably one of the first things you noticed about them. The first thing you noticed about anybody is how they look. And it's not like they were newlyweds getting used to each other. No, they've been married for decades at this point. He had a long time to look at her face. But maybe I'm wrong. It's possible. Maybe I'm misinterpreting this verse that literally says when Avram looked at Sarai and said, hey, you're really beautiful, I know this, for the first time. No, actually, I'm not wrong. Ancient rabbis, medieval rabbis, they all talk about this. They say, Ad achshav, until now, he had no idea that his wife was a looker. How is that possible? Well, you have to read what happens in the Torah right before this. What's he been doing in his life? Well, the Torah tells us, very helpful. We see Avram is extremely busy. He gets married, the Torah says, and then he's busy. He's amassing great wealth. He has a lot of wealth, numerous servants. He amasses many followers. He's a very charismatic leader. And then God says, leave your father's house and your native land. Lech lecha, get out of there. So Avram does. He goes to Canaan, he builds altars. He's busy building altars to God. He journeys and he settles, and he journeys and he settles. He's busy. He is so busy. He's got a lot going on. So busy he never notices, apparently, Sarai's beauty. He was almost 80 years old, the Torah tells us, almost 80 years old, when he truly sees Sarai for the first time and is struck by her beauty. For the first time, he sees the sight of his loving wife of so many decades. We all get so busy with important things, of course, our own journeying and settling and building up ourselves, our families, our businesses, our passions. These are important things, and we should do them. But the Torah's story about Avram is making a point that we can get so busy that we don't notice the beauty of it all. And what a sad, sad thing that would be to never see it. The Torah is cautioning us that it is easy. Even our forefather Avraham himself made this error of not stopping all the hustle and the bustle of his life to notice the beauty in it. I tried, truly, I actually did. I'm not even making this up for the sake of the story. Truly, I tried this high holidays, during each one of them, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, Simchat Torah, at least once, to stop, just for a moment at some point, between arranging the meals and cleaning the house, entertaining and being entertained, wrangling a toddler, just to pause and breathe and look around and say to myself, wow, how lucky am I, how blessed to enjoy this food, to sit in this sukkah or in this shul or in this house and breathe and feel the weight of my son in my lap, to smell the etrog, to taste the honey cake. What a beauty it all is. We don't have to wait for high holidays to have those reminders. We don't have to wait for any holidays. In fact, we shouldn't wait. We all need to take even just one moment out of our very busy and important lives, every once in a while, to pause and breathe and open our eyes and notice the beauty in our lives, the beauty of the people in our lives, the love and support in our lives, the things that we enjoy in our lives, those things that really matter. And say to ourselves, Hine na yadati, behold, I know, I appreciate all the beauty in my life. Shabbat Shalom. On Go Stros.